Hi everybody, just a quick video to show you what I'm up to at the moment. Front wheels off, I'm just having a look at the replacing the front wheel bearings. And just to let you know that following that Missing and Fly review of the VFR 1200, I'm just going to do a video about that shortly. Not so much about the review itself, but about the comments which raised a lot of the points I've been trying to sort of put some balance on over the last couple of years. But that's to come. So the wheel bearings, I changed the wheel bearings on the VFR 1200 shortly after I bought the bike 2.5 years ago. It came with a few spares, and the bearings I took out actually weren't too bad in the end, but I thought, well, while the wheel was off I was doing some job, I thought I'd replace the bearings. First of all, what a pig they are to get out though. Normally I'll drift bearings out by moving the spacer and, you know, tapping on the shoulder of the bearing. Plenty of videos on YouTube about it, but there just wasn't enough room between the spacer and the inner hub to actually get any purchase on it. I tried loads and loads of different drifts, couldn't get them out, so in the end I had to use a puller to get the bearings out. So just bear that in mind. Anyway, the reason I'm changing them again is that when I took my front wheel off, when I was just tinkering about, I noticed a streak down the ABS ring. And I thought I'd just take some paint off it with the overexcited cleaning, you know. I don't jet wash, by the way. But in fact it was grease, and it looked like grease from the bearings. And when I checked the bearings, they were really, really rough. Can't pick the sound up, but they're really rough there. So I thought, gosh, I don't know what's going on there. So I thought I'd best replace them. And on taking them out again, what I'd noticed was a lot of water had got in to the hub there. Can you see that, like rusty water? And also the spacer, which was really clean when I first did it 2.5 years ago. You can see it's only surface rust, but definitely where water has got in there. So the bearings or the bearing seals have failed. So I don't know how good the bearings were that I put in. Came with the bike, so I've got some SKF bearings, which are ones that I've used many times over the years, so I'm going to give them a try, pop them in. And I popped them in a couple of years ago. A good friend of mine had made up this lovely squisher for me, so what I'm going to do is I'll do a quick video of how that works. I'm sure it's pretty straightforward, and it just makes life easier getting them back in nice and square. Okay, so I've cleaned up the hub and just put a little bit of WD-40 on that the bearing faces. I've cleaned up my spacer, doesn't really matter too much, so I'm going to pop that in over my squisher. What you have to make sure is that when you put this part of the squisher on, that you get it lined up so it will slip through that bearing face there, so you can get the last bit of purchase on the bearing itself. Let's have a look. Here's my bearing. There's my squisher thing, whatever you want to call it. Obviously it'll be exactly the same on the other side. There's my nut, which will actually tighten from both ends. So that's what we start with. You can see the bearing there closest to the hub, the squisher sort of big thick washer behind it, then the nut, and then turn it round. Now we've simply just got to tighten those nuts in sequence, just making sure that the squisher washer lines up with the hub so it slips in, pushes the bearing home. So I'm going to crack on with that now, and hopefully when I come back to you it'll all be done and dusted. So there we are, that should be job done. As you can see, that I don't know what to call it, that sort of like plunger washer, if you like, that's just slid in the hub there, look, and push the bearing home. Obviously if you didn't have that squishy. You could just get a socket on as I've done in the past, and just obviously bash the bearing in, trying to keep it square. And I may just give that a couple of taps to make sure it is seated properly. But as I like to do things quite gently, just by nature, I find that squishy works really well. So there we are, bearings in. I'm just going to pop the seals back in now. And remember, look out for that video regarding the Missenden Fly video that I mentioned earlier. I'll be doing that shortly. Okay, thanks again for watching. Bye.